scoops, amazing scoops, including videotape of his, well,
factory for most of the luxury brands around the world: Prada, Coach, Gucci, Louis Vuitton.
Okay, so this whole thing is getting super weird. A fancy purse from Hermes costs like $38,000 at their store. But what does it really cost to make one? I'm gonna tell you step by step. First off, Hermes only uses super fancy leather from 3 top places. One's from Italy, another from Germany called Weinheimer, and the third from France. A piece of Togo leather, the kind they use, costs $450. Can you believe that? Meanwhile, Megyn Kelly just spilled some major tea about Louis Vuitton, saying they had the most embarrassing moment ever. She says Chinese factories didn't just stop working with the brand, they totally burned that bridge. And it wasn't about money or boring business stuff, it was personal. Megyn says these factories were keeping track of everything for years, waiting for the perfect time to clap back, and boom, they did. One piece of leather is only enough to make one bag, okay?
At Hermes boutique will cost you 38,000 USD. But what is the real cost out of the factory? Today, I'm going to break it down in front of you step by step. First thing first, Hermes only use the leathers from the 3 top-level suppliers. One is called Muti from Italy. The second is Weinheimer from Germany, and the third is Haas from France.
And for Hermes Birkin bags, they use the best thread from France called Fil Chino. It's this pretty rose-colored thread, and it costs $25 per bag. Then there's the hardware, that shiny metal stuff on the bag. It's called 316 hardware, or ocean stainless steel, because it's super tough against seawater. It costs $150 for one bag. Megyn says these factories felt disrespected, underpaid, and ignored, even though they were making all the fancy stuff. The worst part? They got blamed for bad quality when it wasn't even their fault. Meanwhile, Louis Vuitton kept putting made in France labels on stuff that wasn't even made there. That's some serious shade. The factories didn't just quit quietly. They spilled all the secrets, like fake labels and sneaky deals nobody was supposed to know about. This isn't just messing up their supply chain, it's wrecking Louis Vuitton's whole fancy image. If it's not really about French craftsmanship, what's left? This is a total identity crisis for them.
The price is paid for its logo. But if you do not care about the logo, you just want the same quality, same material, you can just buy from us. Because for our bags, we use exactly the same material, same leather, same hardware, same edge oil. The only difference is, one, we don't have the logo, so we don't have to pay so much amount of money just for that logo. And second, our human resource is much cheaper. This is why this bag from our factory only costs you 1,000 USD. But
fallout is huge. Think red carpets, big celebrity ads, influencers showing off their LV bags. It's all starting to fall apart. If Megyn's scoop is even a little true, we might be seeing the end of Louis Vuitton as we know it. They sold us a dream that every bag, wallet, or keychain came from a fancy French workshop, stitched by careful hands in a dreamy Paris vibe. Megyn says it was all fake, a super expensive lie. She claims the real place where Louis Vuitton stuff is made is China. Those factories did everything: leather, stitching, packaging, all of it. The only thing they didn't do was put that Made in France label on. And it gets shadier. The factories never got any credit, not in ads or anywhere. They were totally ghosted, used, and tossed aside like a secret Louis Vuitton didn't want anyone to know. Megyn says they got paid almost nothing, while Louis Vuitton charged crazy high prices, like 1,000% more. And when people complained about bad stitching or weird zippers, Louis Vuitton blamed the factories, even though they were relying on them to keep up with demand. That's not just bad business, it's a total betrayal. It ruins the whole idea of what luxury is supposed to be. Megyn says that luxury dream is over. This wasn't a random factory walkout, it was a planned attack. According to Megyn, the factories waited for the perfect moment to hit Louis Vuitton hard. They had a secret stash of proof: emails, texts with the brand's team, payment records, shipping logs, even brand documents that supposedly show Louis Vuitton knew their stuff was made in China. They timed their big move right before Louis Vuitton's huge Fashion Week show to cause the most chaos. They knew everyone would be watching, cameras, headlines, all of it. This wasn't just revenge, it was a power move to shake the whole brand. Influencers were ready to post, stores were stocked for new drops, then bam, the factories pulled the plug. One insider called it a fashion assassination, meant to wreck more than just production. It was about exposing the truth and destroying Louis Vuitton's fancy reputation. Back to Hermes. The edge oil, that stuff that makes the bag's edges look nice, comes from Italy. It's called Seal, and it costs $50 per bag. The inside lining is made of lamb skin from France, and that's $100 per bag. There's also a zipper from a brand called Riri, which costs $10 per bag. Back to the drama. This wasn't just about stopping work. The factories wanted to show the world what's really going on behind those shiny ads. And it's working. Louis Vuitton stores are empty in big cities. Orders are stuck. Buyers are freaking out. And TikTok is full of videos calling out bad quality. That perfect luxury image? It's cracking fast. Megyn says they didn't just lose a factory, they lost the whole fantasy. And Hollywood's feeling it too. Within days, the gossip got loud. Big celebrities started ditching their Louis Vuitton deals, swapping outfits at the last minute and canceling planned Instagram posts,
saying that these are the bags that we manufacture. I noticed he didn't say Hermes when he called out all the brands like Prada, Louis Vuitton, Coach. But the implication was very clearly there. And if Hermes products, specifically their bags, are made from beginning to end in France, why would their valuation drop with the news that Chinese manufacturers are spilling the tea? It says right here on their website, the vast majority of our products are manufactured in France. And they talk about sourcing cashmere from Mongolia, blah, blah, blah. Absolutely nothing about China. And those purses that man was standing in front of were identical to Hermes bags.
Most of their stuff is made in China, in those factories. But luxury brands don't tell you that. They want you to think it's from fancy places like Italy or France. One actress who nobody named was supposed to star in a big Louis Vuitton shoot, but backed out days before. Her team called it a reputational emergency. They didn't want her tied to this mess. In today's world, one scandal can ruin a celebrity's career, and nobody wants to be linked to fake labels or shady factory deals. It's not just the big stars. Newer actors, models, and influencers, especially ones who care about looking socially aware, are pausing or asking questions before touching Louis Vuitton. Nobody wants to look like they're supporting a fake brand. And now, let's talk about Kylie Jenner. Have you noticed she's been super quiet about Louis Vuitton lately? No bags, no key pouches, no monogram outfits on Instagram. Instead, she's wearing Bottega, vintage Dior, and other brands. Fans think she's stepping back on purpose. Kylie's super smart about her image, and if she's avoiding Louis Vuitton, it's a big deal. She doesn't want to be tied to this scandal. Now, Kim Kardashian's in a tough spot. She's been all about Louis Vuitton, wearing it to court, doing brand deals, showing up at their events. But Megyn says Kim's team is freaking out, trying to pause all Louis Vuitton stuff until this drama calms down. If Kim steps back, that's a huge deal. It's like saying Louis Vuitton isn't safe to wear anymore. There's even a rumor in Hollywood about a stylist blacklist. Top stylists are sharing a secret do not use list, and Louis Vuitton's at the top. If you dress someone in Louis Vuitton now, they're not looking fancy, they're looking like drama. Stylists are staying away fast, and that kind of blacklist spreads quick. Even Beyonce's name came up. An insider tweet, which got deleted, said she was offered a custom Louis Vuitton outfit for her Renaissance tour film premiere, but said no. Why? The luxury market's slowing down. About 50 million people stopped buying luxury stuff in the last 2 years. People are tired of spending tons of money and realizing it doesn't make them happy. Beyonce's team reportedly gave Louis Vuitton 54 hours to explain their factory stuff. When they didn't, the dress got dropped. Whether it's all true or not, the rumor alone blew up online. Now Gen Z's getting in on it with a TikTok trend called the number LV Purge Challenge. It's wild. People are filming themselves getting rid of their Louis Vuitton bags. Some sell them, some donate, and some even trash them on camera. Fans are tagging big names like Zendaya, Hailey Bieber, and Gigi Hadid, asking if they'll join in. Suddenly, Louis Vuitton isn't the cool status symbol anymore. It's looking like a fake fashion brand, and in Hollywood, that's a killer. Megyn dropped a bombshell at the end. She said, Louis Vuitton's just the first domino, but it won't be the last. She says this is just the start of something huge. Chinese factories are ready to spill more tea with years of proof. Emails, shipping logs, voice memos, screenshots of brand reps begging for fast work or offering secret bonuses. The craziest part, Megyn says they have memos showing some brands knew their made in Italy or made in France labels were fake. Now everyone's nervous because at least 3 other big brands might be next. We're talking Chanel, Prada, Balmain. Brands built on being exclusive and fancy, but they might be using the same factories, same fake labels, same sneaky deals. Some brands are freaking out, hiring more lawyers, signing NDAs, even offering hush money to keep things quiet. But in the TikTok age, secrets don't stay hidden long. This could be like a crash for the fashion world. One leak, one video, and another brand could fall. The drama's just starting, and Louis Vuitton's silence is teaching other brands what not to do. PR teams are working hard, writing backup statements and planning rebrands in case their secrets come out. There's no quality problem, it's just luxury brands lying. Hermes, show your factories. Don't make us wait for a fancy YouTube video. Put it on TikTok, let everyone see. Some brands are checking their supply chains, not to fix anything, but to see what might leak. Fashion Week organizers are stressed too. If a designer wears a brand that gets exposed, it's a mess. There's talk of last-minute changes to avoid trouble. And customers, they're mad. People who spent thousands on handmade stuff are demanding refunds, posting comparisons, and making videos. TikTok's like a detective now, and brands can't hide. Megyn says this is the start of a great fashion reckoning. She says a big anonymous data drop is coming, exposing tons of brands at once. If that happens, it won't just be drama, it'll be the end for some big names. Those fancy labels, Megyn says they're just lies, all marketing tricks. She hinted that if it's on a Vogue cover, at the Met Gala, or in a celebrity's Instagram, when people find out these brands use sketchy factories but charge thousands for bags, it'll ruin the fancy vibe they've sold forever. It's not just about sales, it's about trust. Megyn says some factories are talking to big media, ready to drop interviews about where heritage pieces really come from. If that goes public, it's not just a scandal, it's game over for the fashion elite. This isn't just about purses, it's about power. The factories that made these brands big are ready to take the spotlight. With Megyn leading the charge, the industry's scared, celebrities are backing off, stylists are blacklisting, fans are ditching their bag, and Louis Vuitton's hold on cool might be done. We're watching a fashion revolution happen right now, so subscribe, share, and tell me what you think. This drama's just getting started. But wait, the tea keeps spilling, and it's getting even juicier. Let's talk about what's happening with other big brands now. Megyn Kelly says those Chinese factories aren't done yet. They're ready to call out more names. They've got stacks of proof, like photos of factory floors, worker schedules, and even videos of bags being made start to finish. For Hermes, let's break it down more. They use super special packaging, like those bright orange boxes you see in stores. Each box costs $15 to make, and the fancy ribbon around it, that's another $5. It's wild how these little things add up, right? Back to the drama. Megyn says factories are mad because brands like Gucci and Dior might be playing the same game as Louis Vuitton. They're saying these brands also slap made in Italy labels on stuff made in China. The factories are done being quiet. They want everyone to know the truth. This isn't just a one brand problem, it's shaking up the whole fashion world. People are starting to question every fancy logo they see. Imagine walking into a store, seeing a $5,000 bag, and wondering if it's just a big lie. That's what's happening now. Megyn says the factories have secret recordings of brand bosses promising extra cash to rush orders, but never giving credit. It's like they were treated like nobodies, even though they made the stuff everyone loves. The factories timed their next move perfectly. Right when Gucci was about to drop a new collection, they leaked emails showing Gucci knew their Italian leather was from China. Talk about bad timing. Stores were ready, ads were up, then wham, empty shelves and angry customers. It's like a movie plot. For Hermes, they also use special dust bags to protect each purse, and those cost $20 each. Every little detail adds to the price, but it's still way less than what they charge in stores. Back to the gossip, celebrities are still running from this mess. Now there's talk about Timothée Chalamet. He's been spotted wearing Gucci a ton, but lately, nothing. Fans noticed he's rocking smaller brands instead, like cool vintage finds. People think he's dodging the drama, just like Kylie. Nobody wants their name tied to a brand that might get exposed next. And get this, there's a new rumor about a secret meeting in Paris. Top fashion bosses from Chanel and Prada were supposedly spotted at a fancy hotel trying to figure out how to stop these leaks. They're scared their brands are next on the factory hit list. Megyn says the factories have chats with brand workers begging for faster production, even offering sneaky bonuses to keep it quiet. It's like a spy story. Customers are getting louder too. On Instagram, people are posting photos of their Gucci bags next to cheap knockoffs, saying they look the the same. They're like, why pay thousands if it's all from the same place? It's making everyone rethink what luxury even means. For Hermes, they use special tissue paper inside their boxes, and that's $10 per bag. Every tiny thing costs money, but it's still a fraction of that $38,000 price tag. The factories aren't stopping. They're talking to news shows now, ready to drop interviews with workers who stitched bags for years but got no respect. They've got proof, like order forms and shipping labels, showing brands lied about where stuff was made. This is bigger than just bags. It's about who's been telling the truth. Fashion Week is a mess now. Organizers are double-checking every designer's supply chain, scared they'll get called out mid-show. There's even talk of canceling some runway events if more brands get exposed. Customers are done being fooled. They're making TikTok videos comparing their fancy bags to stuff they found online for way less. It's like a treasure hunt for the truth. Megyn says this is all leading to a huge fashion reset. She thinks a giant online leak is coming, like a website full of all the secrets, emails, photos, even videos of factories. If that drops, it could take down half the brands in every mall. Those shiny logos? Megyn says they're just tricks to make you think you're buying something super special. She's hinting that any brand you've seen on a red carpet or in a music video might be in trouble. People are starting to care less about big names and more about what's real. Factories are ready to spill it all. They're tired of being the secret behind the glamour. They want the world to know they're the real MVPs. With Megyn cheering them on, the fashion world's shaking, stars are switching brands, fans are digging for answers, and those big logos might never be the same.